Joining us now, former Major League reliever and current pitching strategist for the Washington Nationals, Sean Doolittle. Sean, welcome to the show. Your title is fascinating. It seems pretty clear what it means, but can you tell us specifically what your responsibilities are?
It's a fancy title that I think is maybe longhand for assistant pitching coach. It's a bit of a catch-all term, but I do a lot with our guys, and I try to pair what we're doing with some analytics stuff. I work closely with our strength and conditioning coaches, our trainers, and our biomechs, trying to give our pitchers a more holistic approach. And with so much information in the game nowadays, to have essentially 3 pitching coaches on staff now, myself, Jim Hickey, and Ricky Bonus, we're just able to spend more one-on-one time with the guys, bring them information a little bit better, and kind of divide and conquer.
Tell Ricky I said hi, first of all. I miss Bones. I haven't seen him in a while, but outside of that, look, you've been working with these guys all year long now. Is there any one in particular, or any one guy, or any tweak you've made to maybe a couple of guys, anyone you've taken under your wing that you're really proud of, kind of where they've come out on the back end here towards the end of the season?
I mean, I would love to be able to take credit for, I think, the step forward that Jake Irvin has taken this year. But, I mean, he's such an incredibly hard worker. He's so disciplined. His routine between starts is so good. I've really enjoyed working with a couple of our young lefty pitchers, Mitchell Parker and DJ Hers, who you guys mentioned is going for us tonight. They probably arrived ahead of schedule for us and have pitched probably more than we thought they might. And they've done nothing but continue to work and attack hitters and get better on a daily basis. So I'm really proud of those guys. I'm proud of Mackenzie Gore, who I think everybody knows, has the stuff, and the sky's the limit for him. And he went through a bit of a rough patch in the middle of the season, but he kept working, man. And his last few starts have been absolutely electric. I think that's huge for a young guy to have to go through something like that, to be able to manage that adversity and make the adjustments and, come out of it a better pitcher, more equipped for everything that this game can throw at you. So I'm really proud of him for that. We've got an awesome group, man. I don't, think that I'm the reason that these guys have been having success, but I try to be a resource for them, whenever I can.
Sean, you mentioned your young lefty starters. Your veteran lefty starter, Patrick Corbin, the Nationals don't win a World Series without him in 2019. And it has not gone as well. And I was thinking about this when he was pitching against the Yankees recently. I really admire that he hasn't looked for a parachute out. He's made every start in these 5 years. I wonder, does it have an influence on the young lefties and others to have that tenaciousness when things aren't going great for you to keep going out there?
Yeah, I appreciate you mentioning Patrick, because, like you said, he's a huge reason why I have a World Series ring on my shelf at home. You can't overstate the value that he has behind the scenes with these young guys, because, like you mentioned, there have been some struggles, but he's the same guy around the clubhouse every day. He comes in and does and gets his work done and sticks to his routine. I think the young guys see that consistency and that work ethic, and he's been an awesome resource for them. He's been a really good veteran presence for them as well. I think it's, when we're talking about Patrick, I think it goes under the radar, but he's been, this year, he's done an awesome job of, continuing to, go to post every 5 days, He grinds out his starts no matter what happens. He's getting into the sixth inning. And the cutter that he was working on, in spring training and in the early parts of the season, these last 4 or 5 starts has, finally clicked for him and fallen into place. And it's been an absolute weapon. And his last 4 or 5 starts, he's pitching really, really well again. The strikeout numbers are back. The swing and miss is back. Having that cutter to go to set up the slider and pair off the sinker has been huge for him. And it's been really awesome to watch him, grow over the course of this season, and return to form here these last 4 or 5 times out.
You already praised Mackenzie Gore. Let's go a little deeper on him. Arguably the highest profile pitcher on your staff, coming off a great start against the Marlins Wednesday, going 6 innings, just 1 run allowed, 9 Ks. Something interesting with him is it looks like he's striking out slightly fewer hitters this season, but managing contact quality much better. StatCast, powered by Google Cloud, take a look. Strikeout rate down about a percentage point, but the exit velocity is down 2 miles an hour, and the barrel rate has been cut nearly in half. Was that an intentional change? Are those two things linked up?
No, I don't think those two things were like a goal that we had for him. I think even the numbers last year, Mackenzie had, really good exit velocity numbers, really good barrel percentage numbers. He's got electric stuff, so he's going to miss barrels if he's executing his stuff. I think the strikeouts being down, we mentioned he went through a bit of a rough patch here in the middle of the season. And his last few times out, the strikeouts are back. One thing that we have worked with Mackenzie on is the usage, the pitch usage, how he's mixing his pitches. And then ultimately, maybe a bit of an old school thought, but it still holds true, is his ability to control counts, getting ahead in counts early, winning the race to 2 strikes, and being able to get there by, mixing his pitches, not being predictable with his mix. His last few times out, the mix has been a lot better. He's attacking hitters, and, when he gets to 2 strikes, the strikeouts are going to be there for him. Because his stuff is so good. So, that wasn't a conscious thing. I think that's a byproduct of Mackenzie's, willingness and mindset there on attacking hitters and trying to get guys out early in less than 3 pitches. And then if you end up in a 2-strike count, that's when you go for the strikeout.
Let's go broader picture, as a staff, you guys have the 2nd largest decrease in walk rate from last year to this year. That's a huge accomplishment. Is it as simple as, and we saw it, the signs in spring training, I don't care how fast you throw ball 4, right? Is it as simple as that sign and that mentality?
It can be for some guys. Every pitcher is different, but that was a big theme for us in spring training. It's a big theme for us, throughout the season, where we're tracking. We're not necessarily tracking our walks, right? But we have process goals set up where, we're trying to go 0-1. We're trying to win 1-1 counts. We're keeping track of the amount of times that, we get wins in 2-strike counts. We're trying to hammer those things home. So guys understand the value of controlling counts and, being able to put yourself in a position to succeed where you're not letting the hitter, have a leg up on you or get too comfortable in the box. And then, okay, so it's like, okay, yeah, we want to go 0-1 or we want to win the 1-1 count. And then for each guy, we're trying to bring them things. Maybe it's some analytical stuff where we're showing them where their stuff plays best in the zone, what their expected WOBA or expected slug is on certain pitches and certain spots. Maybe we're using the high-speed gigapitch cameras that we have at Nats Park to create some overlays and show them how their pitches interact with each other. So that we can put combos together and give them an understanding of sequencing and how their pitches play off each other, and force the hitter to have to make a really difficult decision. So it's certainly a mindset, I think, on some level with guys to make the decision to attack the zone. But as coaches, it's our job to give them the confidence to do that. So whether it's and everybody's different. So whether it's showing them some analytic stuff, some heat maps that we've put together about their pitches, or it's something with the opposing hitter, or it's just a video of themselves, executing, these pitches where they play the best. Whatever it is, to give that guy the confidence to say, like, shoot, like, this is going to work. If I commit to this process, I think has helped guys, feel like they can go out and attack.
Very nice. Well, let's have a little bit of fun real quick. I'm not sure everyone out there knows, but you were a position player coming up with the A's. I played with you. You raked. I just got to know, do you stand in on any of these sides, and do you think you could hit today's pitching?
Oh my gosh, no. Well, first of all, no, I could not hit the pitching in the game today. It's funny, like we've been running some live BP sessions with some pitchers that we've had coming back from the IL, and when we do that, I love it because I'm able to stand behind a screen, like right behind the catcher. And we're running the TrackMan, and we got the cameras going and stuff. But like watching our guys, pitches come in from that perspective, because most of the time I'm either in the dugout or I'm standing behind a guy in a bullpen session, or watching a video from the center field angle. But being behind home plate and watching the movement on this stuff, and the way that the stuff's coming in, it's so much fun for me. Like I love watching our guys work like that from that perspective. Every time I do it, I'm like, I don't know how I used to hit. I don't know how anybody hits right now. And that's one thing I wish our guys could do, right, is face themselves. In the before times when pitchers could hit, I talked to a number of guys that thought that when they started getting at bats, it made them a better pitcher. Yep. Because they understood how hard hitting was. And yeah, they're only getting at bats every 5 days, but like the point still being, hitting's really hard.
Yep. Well said. Yep. Sean Doolittle, thanks so much for your insights. Excellent stuff.